a lot of times an artist will freak out when one of their reps or handlers says you need media training, because that sounds like an awful thing, but actually it's not. And I know it's weird coming from a journalist to say that I actually like working with artists that have been media trained. Most journalists would say, no, I want them raw, I want them fresh, you know. But the truth is, I've worked on the label side, and I know and I've seen little areas where every artist can improve. And so I think the difference is there's good media training and bad media training. You don't want, and this is what every artist fears, you don't want media training that's going to beat you over the head until you're senseless, and you go into every interview afraid to say the wrong thing, and just so clamped down and so safe in everything you say that your personality has been completely washed away. I think the good media training is the kind that just teaches you how to condense your thoughts and your stories into a usable soundbite, but also allows your personality to really shine through in every interview. And every interview is different, and I think this is why media training is important, is because, you know, sitting there on the phone with a journalist who's just running a tape recorder is a completely different thing from sitting in front of a camera with lights and makeup, and it's live and it's pressure, you know, and every journalist is different and everyone's going to ask different kinds of questions. So it's actually really helpful to learn how to think under pressure, know what your sort of hot button stories are in terms of the things that tend to generate the most interest. And you're going to find as you go that there are 3 or 4 things that everyone's going to pick up on. Those are going to be the things in your backstory that are, you know, your selling points, that are your points of differentiation. And everybody's looking for that. I mean, there's a million artists that come through, and, you know, sometimes they tend to be the same. You know, there's another artist with a hat and a Wranglers and a, you know, belt buckle, and it's like, okay, what is it about this artist that makes them unique? And it's the journalist's job to figure that out. But it's also, long before they get to the journalists, it's the artist's job and the publicist's job and the label's job to figure out what those things are, so that when they're pitching this artist to the media, they know what those points of differentiation are, and the things that are, you know, make unique about that artist.